Welcome back to House of Chillin'. We are moving forward with Season 3 of the Brantsteele Survivor Simulator Wild Shuffle, where we take random players from Survivor, Big Brother, and Big Brother Canada and put them into the game at random times to see how they do in this new universe. First, we got to look at the newly debuting cover. What's it called when a DVD just gets released? Whatever that is, that's what this DVD is. The Survivor Australian Outback DVD, the complete second season. We've got Dr. Strunk, we've got Mickey Lee, we got Kelly Wentworth, we got Aurora, we got Nate, and we got Jordan Parhar. I'm going to be honest, this season was a little bit harder for me to pick who to put on the cover. I think season 1 was a little more exciting, had a little bit more for us to choose from, but I'm hoping season 3 is a really good season. So let's get into the cast. This is who's been randomly selected to play for Survivor Africa. Survivor Africa is going to be a fun season. We get to see some new things here. We get the first ever tribe swap, so that's going to be interesting. Hopeful that we can get some cross-tribe alliances, a little bit more fluid gameplay, because we've seen some very much just the majority tribe taking things down, but that's okay too, because that is how it was in early Survivor, right? So I'm okay with that if that gives us a little bit of a more historic gameplay, right? Because that's how it was back then. I just got a little distracted because I remembered this. So there's something here I was told. I'm just trying to find it here. Reasoning and targets. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm putting reasoning and targets on. Somebody on YouTube said to do that, it will give us a bit more explanation of what's going on each episode and help us make a better sense of things. So we're adding that. Going into an interesting season here. What I'm excited about too is there's a bit more bigger characters. We have 2 former Survivor winners. I don't think any Big Brother winners. I'm just quickly looking here. No Big Brother winners, but 2 Survivor winners and some multi-time returnees. So this really should help us have a more exciting season. Let's quickly go through the cast. On Boron, we got Becky Burgess. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. She was on Big Brother in the late teens. Her big thing was that she got hit by a train, and every time they'd show her, they'd play like a train noise. And that's kind of when people were saying Big Brother was going just wild, because like this woman literally got hit by a train and they're making fun of it and everything. She seemed fine. I think she was a decent social player, good physical player, not the best strategic. I think she could definitely do good in this game. I don't see her as a winner, but we'll have to see. I think she's actually similar to the next player, which is Gabriel Cade. He was somebody who was actually on the 4th season of Survivor in his original run. Somebody who, overall good physical player, good social player, got along with people, but horrible socially. And I say horrible socially because he was not here for the game. Strategically. Socially, he was good, he got along with people. Strategically horrible, didn't understand that this was a game, was here for the adventure, and didn't really care about the gameplay. If he was on a more modern season, maybe we'd see him change that. With him being on Survivor 3, got to assume he's still here for that adventure. Could, like Becky, could be somebody who goes far just because they're likable and good at challenges, but can't see him winning the game or making the moves to win the game. Then we got Christina Kell. She's somebody who was not on Survivor for very long, but when she was trying to come after, I believe it was Boston Rob. I know it was on the Boston Rob season. I just can't remember if she was coming after Boston Rob or Russell. Anyway, she was aggressively going after, I believe it was Boston Rob because she was working with Francesca. Aggressively going after Boston Rob, and what happened, she got out early, was doing pretty good at Redemption Island, and so good physically, not good socially, maybe potentially decent strategically. So if I'm getting her mixed up with somebody, that's okay, because I did look it up when I was making the season, and she was definitely somebody who's good physically, not good socially, and decent strategically. Then we got PG Law. She's somebody who's returned to the game in the real Survivor universe, somebody who's really good at challenges in terms of the puzzles and the mental stuff. quite good strategically, tends to get in arguments and maybe not the best socially, so we'll see how that happens with this tribe, but definitely one of the people on this tribe who strategically should be able to run things. Then we got Quinn Martin. He was on a recent season of Big Brother. Very chaotic player, right? He's somebody that had very aggressive strategic play, was able to make some big moves, but ultimately was somebody who was just too far ahead, right? Making these two big aggressive moves that make him somebody that's sort of too on the radar of everybody, right? Because he's playing this big chaotic game. Somebody that should be fun on this season. Absolutely somebody who could win the game, especially in an older season like that where making these big moves might not make you as much of a target because everybody's kind of not aware of it. Then we got Randy Bailey. Randy's always good for getting in a bunch of fights, being a cranky old man. That's what I expect to see from him here. Decent at challenges, honestly. Absolutely horrific socially, gonna fight with everybody, not gonna be well liked, and gonna make him a target to go home early because he just has such a poor social game, and strategically not much better. So he's here, similar to Angela Murray last season. He's here probably not for a long time, but he's gonna make the most of the time he's here. Then we got Tasha Fox. Tasha Fox, somebody who is a great challenge beast, physically and mentally. She was on the Brains tribe. I believe she has tied for the record, unless Rachel beat it, but she, for a long time, had the record for most individual wins by a woman. Great strategically, great socially as well, I would say. Strategically, I do think she has the chops strategically. I don't think we've necessarily got to see it, but she did make a deep run in second chances, so I think she's a very well-rounded player. Then we got Jam Jam. He's the real-life winner on this tribe. Jam Jam is an amazing social player, right? So, and good strategically, decent in challenges, but his bread and butter is the social game. If Jam Jam's going far in this game, he's got a big alliance, he's well insulated, and everyone likes him, nobody's trying to target him. I think he could absolutely be somebody who could win a game like this. I think he plays a more old school sort of game where it's just that sort of social game, getting well in with everybody and nobody wanting to vote him off. Going to the Samburu tribe, we've got Aris. Aris is our second winner from real life here. I believe that picture is his picture from his second season, but that's okay. This is his first time playing for us. Aris is really good at challenges, pretty good strategically, and I'd say really good socially. He's somebody that can fit in, tends to be in that majority alliance just because he gets along well with people and good at challenges. Overall, I just think Aris is somebody who's gonna do good most times he plays Survivor because he's an above average in everything and above average player. Then we got Hunter McKnight. He was on a more recent season of Survivor. Again, it's hard without the when they don't have titles for me to remember exactly which one he was on, but he was somewhere in the new era. Really good at challenges, pretty good socially and strategically as well. A pretty good all-around player. I'd say he's like an Aris light, where he's probably a little worse than Aris at everything, but pretty similar. I could see those two definitely broing down with the third member of this tribe that we'll talk about in a little bit. And this could be a very broy tribe. Then we got Jody Rollins, famous for being a first boot on the coaches season of Big Brother, if people remember that. I don't even think she got a chance to, that was the thing. She didn't get a chance to even be voted out. Her coach, which I believe was Dan, had to pick somebody when he lost to send out, and he sent her out. So we don't really know what her game is, like. She could be really good here, but I think she's going to have to rely on her social game, getting good with people, and use that to get sort of far. Then we got Josiah Welch. He was on season 9 of Big Brother. I definitely had to look him up because I didn't remember him that much. That season 9 as a whole was kind of a season that Big Brother tries to forget about. So he was somebody who was seen as a very strategic player there, somebody who is willing to backstab people and willing to sort of be that villain. So he's kind of that villain potentially for this season, somebody who could play a really good game, but is willing to cut people and be very cutthroat. So excited for him to be here because I think he could kind of bring that villainous energy when we have a fairly likable cast other than Randy Bailey. Then we got Larissa. She was on, I think it was a fairly recent season of, I think it was New Era. I don't remember exactly, but somebody who, again, is very good socially. That's the theme. This is a very social season. again, except for Randy Bailey. Somebody who can make those good bonds and could go deep in this game based on those bonds alone. Then we got Ozzy, still going by Ozzy here, not Oscar yet. This is Ozzy's first season. Excited to be getting Ozzy nice and early into our universe. So if he does play like Ozzy, we can bring him back a bunch of times. Ozzy, somebody who's the best probably challenge competitor in Survivor history. Good socially, right? Like he gets himself in good with a lot of people. Oftentimes he's in good alliances because of his social game, but he's not good strategically, right? He cannot see when people are going to blindside him, especially young Ozzy. Young Ozzy's going to be very trusting of people, right? So he's going to have to rely on that social and challenge game and hope that that can get him to the end. And if that does get him to the end, very likely to win here, right? Because he's somebody who people are going to want to vote for. And he is somebody who has that ability to win out at a certain point. So I think in the older school Survivor is exactly great for Ozzy. If the Randomverse didn't debut Ozzy till the new era, I think Ozzy would be absolutely screwed. But this is good for Ozzy. He's coming into this universe even earlier than he came into the other universe, which means it's even a more basic game. And there's no idols for him to get voted out with in his pocket. So I think this is a pretty good spot for Ozzy. Then we have Sarah Miller. I believe she's from Big Brother Canada. She was sort of seen as a mother type, a bit of an emotional player, less strategic, kind of got in with a big group, and then as that group got picked apart, got really upset about it, really bitter, and sort of mad that her and her alliance were getting outplayed. So she's somebody who I think is going to need to get in that big alliance and then get along with them socially, because I don't feel like she's great strategically, and I don't think she's going to be like a beast in the challenges. Then we got Stephanie Berger. I think she's from the new era as well. From what I remember about her, I think she was a first boot, but I've seen that online people believe that she has a really strong strategic game, so maybe that comes out. That ability to sort of run the game. That'd be fun, right? If Stephanie Berger's running the season, I think it's a good season if she's doing that. So that's what we're looking for her to be an undercover strategic player, maybe break this game open and go from there. Okay, so before we get through this, I got to do my winner pick. I've not been doing good at all with the winner picks. I guess both of them made the merge, but we're not really destined to win at any point. I said I was going to kind of change the style of player I was picking after the last two seasons, and I'm absolutely not going to do that. I'm picking Ozzy as my winner pick because I think if Ozzy's ever going to win a season of Survivor, this is the perfect type of season for him to win. He can definitely bro down with the other two strong challenge bros on his tribe, and I think he absolutely could go far in this season. I guess now that's locked in, so I won't undo this, but I guess my only concern here is there are some really strong challenge threats on his tribe that could prevent him, if they go to the merge, if he does bro down with him, could prevent him from winning out and could make him a target. But we'll see. I've locked that in, so Ozzy's our winner pick. Let's get to this, and I'm excited to see how this reasoning and targets shows up here. So no alliances in Boron, no alliances in Samburu. Now that I'm thinking about this, I think the randomizer might have kind of screwed the other tribe here, because with these three all in the same tribe for challenges, I think this tribe's going to win a lot. Becky and Tasha are bonding strongly. Quinn is targeting Tasha. Quinn considers Tasha a challenge liability. So I don't know what you're talking about here, Quinn, because Tasha is great in the challenges, but I do like this added element of where we kind of get to see what the players are thinking, and this will really help us to build the characters as well. So thank you to the person who recommended we do that on YouTube. Gabriel's targeting Becky because he considers her challenge liability. See, that makes more sense to me. It's in Gabriel's character to kind of go for people he thinks are potentially weak. I think Becky was fairly good in the challenges, but she's not a Tasha Fox. Becky's targeting Christina. Becky considers Christina target liability. There's no group targets, so it looks like, okay, so it's giving us the final two who are probably going out. The alliance and factions targets are finalized between these two. So this is going to make it more like real life Survivor, where we kind of have two people who could potentially go home right off the rip here. With no alliances, it's hard to say who people are going to go with. Unfortunately, two people are targeting. Oh no, only one person's targeting Tasha here. These two bonded, and that's not going to really matter because one of them's probably going to go out here. Selfishly, I hope Becky goes just because she's less of a character. Tasha's somebody who could be a really fun character in the season, so I hope she doesn't go this early. On the Samburu tribe, Stephanie is impressing the rest of the team. Hunter and Ozzy find something in common. I'm guessing that they're both really good at challenges. Samburu has the first alliance, Joshua and Stephanie. This could be like a fun alliance. Like if these two run the game, it's going to be absolute train wreck, chaotic, and it could be really fun. Imagine these two go and take out all those 3 challenge beasts. We're going to be a bit disappointed, but also I feel like that's a great season and these two become legends. Okay, let's get to the first vote here. First vote Becky, second vote Tasha, third vote Becky, fourth vote Tasha, so it's 2-2. Next vote is for Becky, 3-2. Tasha, tied again. Becky, Tasha, we're tied, 4-4, and that's all the votes. So we're gonna do a revote. Tasha, Becky, Becky, Tasha, Becky, Tasha. Again tied. So what is going on? There's no alliances here, but people are this die-hard set on doing this. Now my guess is, I believe it's like trivia or something, so it's previous votes, and then I think it goes to trivia. So my guess here is people don't care as much as being in a deadlock, and that's probably why we're going to bring in the rocks in the next season, because there needs to be some threat to the players, or yeah, they'll just deadlock it. They both have 0 votes passed. They're going to do a tiebreaker challenge. The loser will be eliminated. Tasha, the tribe has spoken. Wow, that sucks. I mean, at least she got to go out in a challenge. I feel like she should have beat Becky there, but what can we do? This is even giving me more reason to want to do that first boot season. We would have Angela Murray there. We would have Tasha Fox there. I honestly don't remember who the first boot was of the first season, so that person might not need to be included, but 2 people who absolutely would need to be included in Tasha and Angela. So now we get a little more reasoning on why they did the votes. That's interesting as well. Personal preferences, yeah, because she didn't want herself to go home. Gabriel was one of the people targeting Becky, I think. Yeah, he was. Christina voted Tasha. PG voted Becky. So if this is all just saying personal preference at this point, it looks like Randy. Oh, so people did try to switch their vote. That's interesting. Randy tried to switch his vote to get Tasha out, but then Jam Jam also did it. So it was just sort of a mix-up where they tried to make it not a revote again, but then it ended up being a revote again because 2 people did it. That's funny. Okay, let's get to the next episode here. No alliances. This is the alliance. I just remembered that there's going to be a tribe swap, and that's going to be really good too, because if the Samburu tribe is dominating in the challenges, at least this Moron tribe will have something. But they win rewards, so maybe they do have the ability to win challenges. Oh, they win immunity, so maybe I shouldn't have talked too soon. Now, this is the one where they had to chug cow blood, so not something super physical, but a win's a win. PG has a major meltdown. Not great for her. Okay, Larissa has a major meltdown. Aris and Stephanie have a minor disagreement. It has a lasting impact. Ozzy and Stephanie bond strongly, and now we're getting a super alliance. Okay, so on this tribe of 8, we now see a 6-person alliance form. Looks like Aris was left out of this due to this disagreement, and also Larissa was left out of it due to her major breakdown. Oh, Aris is in it, I'm sorry, but Larissa was left out of it. So these two who had the fight are still both in the alliance. So we got the 3 bros here, the Hunter, Aris, Ozzy. Then we've got these 2, Josiah and Stephanie, who have bonded already. And then we got Sarah Miller. And this is kind of Sarah Miller's game, right? Get in with that big group and then just sort of lay low. So this is probably the best thing for her. And whoever these people are targeting is going to go home. So Larissa's targeting Jody. Oh, Jody's also not in this alliance. How do we have... Oh, because I accidentally thought Aris. So these 2 are the ones who are not in the alliance. Okay. So they're targeting each other, and makes sense. And then we look at the group target. These 2 are targeting Jody, but this is going to be what really matters. They're targeting Jody as well. So Ozzy's somehow a target by somebody. We didn't see that, but going to probably be pretty straightforward here. If the big group wants Jody out, we're going to see Jody go out. Time to read the votes. Jody, yeah. So as expected. So here's the thing I might not like about this display, because when we have big alliances like that, it tells us who they're targeting, so it kind of spoils the vote and makes the vote a little less exciting. So I might not love that going forward, but we'll keep it on for now. But I think I wonder if I can turn it off mid-thing if I don't like that. Yeah, we turn that back off. I just don't like that spoil because I like to kind of come in and go like, who is going to be targeted by the big alliance? So we're going to keep that off for now. But I still appreciate the person who suggested that because that was a fun thing to try. And we can always try it again in the future. Let me know if you like it better visually, if you're able to see that, or if you like the sort of more tension of being able to go into tribal council, not knowing who's going to be voted out. So yeah, everybody voted Jody except for Larissa. Jody got a fair shake this time, still went home very early. Tribes are even. I think it's a fairly early swap here, so probably in the next couple episodes. It doesn't look like in episode 3 though. So Samburu is definitely the alliance tribe. This tribe is just going off vibes right now, but they're on a bit of a winning streak, eh? Wow, they win again, so I was totally wrong. This tribe is finding ways to win. Great job for them. Gabriel and Jam Jam bond. Jam Jam's impressing the rest of the team. See, this is that social game going to work. Christina's impressing the rest of the team. Now these two impressors start the Impressor Alliance. Christina and Jam Jam. That's a fun alliance, the Impressors. And then Randy's working hard at camp and becomes tired. And that's the thing, right? I feel like Randy's kind of that old school player who will work hard at camp, but also just kind of annoy everybody. Sarah and Stephanie have a small fight. Uh-oh. And it looks like that fight causes Stephanie to leave the alliance. So, I mean, Stephanie's still in good with Josiah, so hopefully he kind of can keep her safe, at least for a little bit here, but not great to get in a fight and leave the alliance. Oh, but then we do, so this is what's weird here, right? So then they form a new alliance, and these two are still together. So she gets in a fight with her, leaves the alliance, and then is willing to still form a new alliance with her. So whatever their fight was about must not have been too detrimental to their relationship. And now I like for our winner pick here, Aussies in this alliance and this alliance. Now this is just a smaller group of this, so they'll probably all still vote together for this one. But for these four, it's smart because as we continue to dwindle down, they will have each other's back. Now, what they don't know is a new twist is coming, which is a tribe swap. So these alliances are going to most likely not all be together, but I like the work by these four to be thinking ahead. It's time to vote. First vote, Sarah. Next vote, Larissa. Next vote, Larissa. I think it's Larissa. We're going to say Larissa. Larissa, that's enough. Oh, I thought there was all Larissa votes. So she voted Sarah Miller. Everybody else voted together to vote Larissa. Now, if we don't have a swap now, that 6 is the only ones left, so that 4 is now going to become even more important here. It looks like we have just a straight up episode 4. So if Samburu goes again, it's going to be interesting because now that 4 is probably going to be in control. The only alliance in Boron is these two. I wonder if they're running things. That would be a fun group to be running things. Let's hope so. Tons of alliances here. The common theme, I was going to say the common theme in all of them is Stephanie Berger, but she left this alliance. So maybe we are getting that season that Stephanie Berger is running the show because she seems insulated with everybody. Even though she left this one, it might just have been to be in a more controlling place. She's in with Josiah. So if we do go to tribal for this tribe again, you have to think Aris is in trouble here because him and Josiah are the only ones not in this alliance, and you got to think Stephanie's going to try to keep Josiah safe. This tribe, I think I just jinxed, I feel like I do this. I jinxed the Samburu tribe, and now Boron is unstoppable. Look, they're unstoppable. That's crazy. PG and Randy have a major fight? Absolutely. That was guaranteed to happen, right? These two are the most gonna fight, and I bet it was pure TV joy. Now we get finally a Boron alliance. I was gonna call it a boring alliance because the first two I think are not the biggest characters, but I think these three make up for it. So we got the majority alliance here with Becky Trainwrecky, Gabriel Cade, Quinn, Randy, and Jam Jam. And I think Quinn and Jam Jam, maybe I said this earlier, but I think they have very similar energy where it's sort of that when they're playing strategically, it's very chaotic, but they're good enough socially to get in these big alliances. So they're very fun players. And I think this alliance running things, especially with Randy in there too, could be very fun. RS and Ozzy have a minor disagreement. Josiah and Stephanie have a minor disagreement. Now, this is bad for Josiah because the only way he's staying here, it's going to be between these two most likely. The only way he's staying here is if Stephanie goes to bat for him. So if Stephanie and him are arguing, she might just say, let's get rid of the guy. And especially if the first vote's her, I have to assume that's from Josiah, but let's see. First vote, Stephanie. Next vote, Sarah. Next vote, Aris. Okay, so that group of four was not even voting altogether. Then we got to vote for Sarah. Then we got to vote for Aris. 2-2-1. Then we got another vote for Aris. And oh, wow, Aris goes home. And it's interesting because I said, I feel like Aris is just such an above average player that he typically always goes far in Survivor. And this time he does not. So Aris is voted out of the tribe here. Let's see how this broke down. So Aris voted Stephanie. Hunter voted Aris. Now, Aris going home makes sense because that 4 was not... How many votes? Let's just see. 3. So I'm just confused what happened. I guess clicking out of that didn't make any sense. So Aris going home makes sense because he's not in that 4 alliance, but that 4 didn't vote together. So because who's in that 4? That 4 is Hunter, that 4 is Ozzy, that 4 is Sarah, and that 4 is Stephanie Berger. So Stephanie Berger didn't vote with the 4, so obviously there's still tension between these two. She left the one alliance with her, started a new alliance with her, but still wanted Sarah out. So it seems like it was more of a vengeful thing. She still throws a vote on Sarah, which almost throws things awry. She tells Josiah to do the same. Aris just votes Stephanie. So it seems like we've got the 3 from that 4 voting Aris. Is that 4 going to stay together? Is it going to matter because we're probably going to a swap? Let's find out. Yeah, so we're going to have the twist here. This is going to be fun. Okay, so each tribe's asked to pick 3 representatives. So PG, Gabriel, and Randy. What's fun about this is Randy and PG just had that big fight. Then Hunter, Josiah, and Stephanie. So Josiah and Stephanie, who have been very close, get to go together because now they realize they're switching tribes. So this is a super unfair way to do a tribe swap, by the way, because these people are now going into a potential minority, except these 3 I might have... Wait, let's just look at the new tribes and figure it out. So actually, Boron now has the majority in each tribe. So if Boron was a really strong tribe, they could kind of just run things and really take out Samburu here. On the new Samburu tribe, though, are PG and Randy going to get along, or are Ozzy and Sarah going to be able to pull them together? My concern with my winner pick here now is Ozzy's going to have to be able to get these people to work with him. However, Ozzy's been on a small tribe before with people from other tribes and been able to pull it together in his first season. So I'm hoping his social game is able to get him through here and get him bonding with somebody like PG and get them to vote out somebody like Randy first. This other tribe, we're going to get to see what Stephanie Berger and Josiah can do here because they're in the minority. They're sort of the ones who have been the big game players here. Quinn and Jam Jam stay together. So yeah, let's see what alliances are still together now here. So these 2 are still together. Josiah was working with Hunter. She had been working with Hunter in the past. This is a very good swap for Jam Jam because he's still with Christina Kell. He's still with Quinn. So they have a majority and they're with people who they get along with, which is going to be super hard for Hunter and Stephanie, Stephanie, and Josiah to kind of break through that. So they need to hope they're winning. On this other tribe, as we mentioned, these 2 are in multiple alliances together, so they're close. Can they break the Boron 3? These 2 are close together, so what they're likely going to try to do is try to flip PG, who's already beefing with Randy. This tribe wins reward. That's big for them. That's big for our winner pick Ozzy. Can they do it again for the immunity challenge? They can. Great to see Ozzy win that challenge. Not great for Stephanie Berger and Josiah though, because they are and they're fighting about it. This happened last time. They're fighting before tribal councils, and that could mean something is not going to go good. And Josiah is impressing the tribe, so that could mean early boot here for Stephanie Berger. Quinn and Hunter find something in common. Now Hunter's putting in that work, so Josiah's impressing the tribe. Hunter is bonding with Quinn. Stephanie Berger might be in trouble here. And she quits the game. Yeah. So she realized she was in trouble. She quit the game. I don't love that. I think she probably would have been voted out here. Honestly, if she was voted out, I was about to say absolute lock for like a second chance this season because she's been a great character for the first 5 episodes. Somebody I would absolutely want to bring back. But we have to figure out what type of universe we want to run here, right? The real Jeff Probst doesn't bring back quitters. And am I going to bring back somebody who quit the game? I don't know. Real disappointing here from Stephanie. She was definitely the highlight of these first 5 episodes. Seeing her quit the game sucks. Randy and Sarah getting a major fight. That's good for Ozzy and them. Randy's gonna Randy. Randy and PG have a minor disagreement. They've already had beef already. And now a new alliance forms here. And then Josiah instantly leaves it. Oh no, so this is a former alliance and Josiah's just leaving it. He's only with Hunter on his beach anyway, so he's leaving. Probably trying to pull himself away from Samburu now that he's only with Hunter on the new Boron tribe, as his number 1 ally has quit the game. Quit the game, no tribal council. Real shame, disappointed. Okay, so here's the tribe breakdown now. Again, if things go according to original tribes, Samburu is going to get picked off here. I think there might be some better bonds being made over here. We'll have to see. So again, we'll just stop this if there's anything new. Nothing new. This tribe wins reward. This seems like a good tribe. Let's see if they can keep doing it. They win immunity again. So this is reminding me a lot of Ozzy's first season where he's on a smaller tribe, but he keeps winning and forcing the other tribe to take each other out. Okay, so Quinn's putting in the work here. Quinn and Christina bond strongly. Quinn and Becky bond strongly. Quinn's working that social game. Ozzy and PG have a minor disagreement. PG and Sarah getting a major fight. PG is just ripping through. PG and Randy, they seem to just be fighting with everybody, including each other. Sarah's leaving this alliance. The only thing I don't love about that is, like, it makes sense that she's not in an alliance with Hunter because he's not on the beach right now, but is she trying to not work with Ozzy anymore because they are the only two there together? Maybe she's trying to separate herself from Ozzy in case they do go to travel, but they're not going to travel tonight. Okay, so let's see what happens here. First vote for Becky, next vote for Becky, Hunter. Okay, so looks like the Boron stayed strong. They voted out Hunter, probably realizing they're getting relatively close to a merge, and he's going to be somebody who's a dominant force. Josiah gets to keep himself in the game. He's the only Samburu player left, so now we're going to give him the chance to see the strategic game that he's sort of known for, see if he can work his way out of this. Well, looks like it's the merge next, so we're going to see. So in the previous 2 seasons, when we've had big majorities, it's turned into a taggying, right? One was pretty entertaining, one not so much, but, and season 2 was a good season. I'm just saying it wasn't as interesting. But what we have here is just a 3-player minority, but there does seem to be a lot more tension in Boron, especially between PG and Randy. So let's see what happens here. They turn into the Moja tribe. Excuse me. So we've got these same alliances now back together. This alliance could be scary. They could be sort of the ones running the game. If that's the case, I think that's really good for Jam and Quinn, who would be sort of my winner picks from this group, because I think they're the ones who have the most agency on what's going on in this tribe. Okay, PG wins immunity. PG's really good at like these puzzle type things. It's the bucket over the water over her head, so it's not a puzzle thing at all, but looks like she's got some good endurance as well. PG's fighting with Jam now. Okay, what is this alliance? Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so we got a cross-tribal alliance which involves all 3 of the original Samburus. So Christina Kell, Gabriel, Cade, and Becky have decided, hey, we're going to be willing to work with the Samburus here. I love this. I have to credit Christina Kell in terms of the Boron for this, just because I don't see the other two as being very strategic. So we're going to credit for the Boron side Christina Kell with this. The Samburus, I love it for all three of them. I think this is a great move. We see Ozzy injured, treated, can stay in the game. Hopefully that doesn't result in anything. I think that's happened in both the other seasons and the player didn't go out, but hopefully that doesn't. I don't know if that would like affect his challenge ability or anything like that. Really excited for this alliance though, our first sort of real deal cross-tribe alliance. So how many people do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 people at the merge. I should have remembered that. I remember in this old seasons, they would always merge at 10. So if that 6-person cross-tribal alliance sticks together, they could run the game. PGU has the immunity necklace. It's time to vote. Ozzy gets the first vote. Randy gets the second vote. Randy gets the third vote. Ozzy, so it's 2-2. Ozzy, it's 3-2. Ozzy, it's 4-2. Randy, it's 4-3. Ozzy, it's 5-3. Randy, it's 5-4. And Ozzy goes home. Wow, my winner picks do not work out. Kind of surprised that happened here. It looked like we might be getting a cross-tribal alliance, but let's see what happens. So Becky, who was in that alliance, and Gabriel, they didn't stick to it, so they stuck with their original tribe alliance. Josiah voted Randy. So Christina Kell didn't stick with it either. So that was sort of just a lip service thing to get us excited. Didn't end up really being anything. It looks like PG did flip on Randy, which makes sense, but she wasn't even in that alliance. She was just like, I can't stand Randy, so I'm going to vote him out. And I think she was, she was the only original Boron to do so. Okay, sad to see Ozzy go here. A little early for Ozzy to go. I don't think Ozzy's that lock for All-Stars that he was before. Didn't get a chance to ever win an individual immunity. Probably looking at him as somebody to potentially come back for like second chances or something like that. When we look at the people now, now we only have 2 people left from Samburu. So this alliance is probably the one who was running that vote. This alliance, it seems to be completely fake. PG wins reward. PG's killing it in the challenges. PG shares with Jam Jam. Christina Kell wins immunity. Randy has a major meltdown. Interesting. I think Randy's lasting long in this game and delivering, right? He's doing what Randy does. He's getting in lots of fights. He's having meltdowns. And he's getting himself in alliances, so at least he's going to get to go far in this game. Can't imagine him winning, but Josiah and Jam Jam getting a major fight. I feel like there's been tons of fights this season, so this is at least a very entertaining season in terms of what we're watching, right? We're getting to see a lot of beef, a lot of fights. And then Gabriel and Josiah bond slightly. And then Gabriel quits the game. Wow, this is just a quitter season. Less disappointed here because I think probably Josiah was going out here, and I think he's a more interesting character than Gabriel, so there's going to be absolutely no thought to ever bringing Gabriel back, and he's a quitter, so peace to the quitter. We're not going to talk about him anymore. We've got our final 8. Alliances all still stay the same. What is this? An obstacle course. Okay, let's see who wins this obstacle course. Christina, Kell, and Quinn. They win a movie night out. All you can eat feast. Fun. Must have fueled up Quinn because he now wins individual immunity. Quinn and Jam Jam bond slightly. I feel like these are the 2 to watch right now. One of these 2, in my opinion, is going to win the game. Christina is impressing the rest of the tribe. I guess she's the dark horse here. These 3 are probably, if one of these 3 doesn't win, I'll be shocked. Becky and Jam Jam have a major fight. So Jam Jam's definitely delivering, right? He's seemingly playing a good social game, being in all the majority alliances, playing good strategically, but he's still getting in lots of fights and just sort of being that big character that we love. Quinn has the immunity necklace. Let's see how this vote goes. First vote Randy, next vote PG. I feel like, so neither of those are Samburu people. I feel like it makes sense to get rid of PG because she's been doing so good in challenges. PG, yeah. So they were thinking what I was thinking. Interestingly enough, the 2 remaining Samburu might have got under the radar a little bit here, and at least we're not seeing a full togging where they've been able to kind of have these Borons turn on each other. PG was starting a lot of fights. And Randy was the one, they're going to take Randy's side in that fight because Randy's actually done a good job of insulating himself in alliances. So Randy's the one who gets defended here. They vote out Peachy. And Randy gets his way. Oh, that scared me. I was worried it was going to reset. Okay, we're good here. So this is our final 7. Alliances stay the same. Survivor auction. Jam Jam wins coffee with sugar and a chocolate croissant. I would love that. Sarah wins cheese and crackers. I would also love that. Becky wins a cold beer. 3 for 3. I would love all these so far. Jam Jam wins a sundae with chocolate syrup. Now, I'm not saying I don't like sundaes with chocolate syrup, but I pick all 3 of these over a sundae with chocolate syrup. Sarah wins a mug of chocolate syrup. Well, I definitely would not want that. Like, that seems kind of gross. Jam Jam's cleaning up at this auction. Jam Jam wins a covered item, fried chicken, mashed potatoes, gravy, and vegetables. Sounds pretty good. I'm sure I'd eat it if I was on Survivor. I'm not a big chicken guy, so wouldn't be my first choice. Josiah wins a meatball marinara hoagie. I'd love that. And Josiah wins a covered item, pancakes with butter, scrambled eggs, and bacon, which is probably the best thing here. That sounds delicious. Crazy that he's eating this back to back though. Cannot imagine him doing good in the challenge with this much food that close together. Yeah, see, he doesn't win it. Becky wins it. Okay, Sarah and Jam Jam find something in common. Christina and Sarah have a small fight. Becky and Quinn find something in common. Okay, Becky has that immunity necklace. Don't know who the target will be here. I think that we have too many. I think all these Barons are now in that alliance together, so we're probably going to see Josiah or Sarah go home here. Sarah gets the first vote, then Randy. Randy's just clocking up votes, where if it's ever a tie, Randy's gone. Next vote, Randy, Sarah, Randy. Oh, wow. So even though Randy was in the alliances, what happened here? Did they just get so mad at and annoyed with Randy that they were willing to vote him out? Looks like Quinn was the only one who voted Sarah with Randy, which is interesting. So there's these alliances, but there's clearly people working outside of the alliances, right? So I'm guessing that fake Samburu alliance, that fake Cross alliance must still be doing some stuff here, right? Because that fake Cross alliance was with Christina and Becky with the 2 Samburus, and they all voted Randy out here. And then they got Jam Jam on board as well. So interesting how that might still be playing effect. Like that we're not just seeing a full toggying. Pretty good final 6 here. I think there's 4 of them that I think would be good winners. I'll let you guys decide who I think those are. Here's the alliances. So yeah, I think this alliance is actually a lot bigger than we thought it was. Of course, they chuck Ozzy out and then they start working together, but anyway, it's interesting to see them working together. Interesting to see who Becky will be more loyal to if it does come down to that. So far, she's been not voting with those other 2, but she did tell Jam Jam, so we'll see. Okay, Sarah shares her reward with Josiah. That makes sense. The last 2 Samburus along for a safari, chance to sleep in bed and a feast. They seem to be having really good rewards here, like a bunch of overnight things and stuff. Not just taking some Chinese food and eating it on the other side of camp. Becky wins another immunity. Okay, so I felt like Becky was not doing too much here. She has a second immunity. If Becky gets to the end, maybe she can claim that to win, and maybe she becomes the worst winner we've seen so far. Did I say that? Josiah and Jam Jam have a big fight. Oh, that would be just snaps. Tea watching that. Becky and Jam Jam bond slightly. Then Christina and Sarah have a major fight. Again, this season is fun because of the drama, because of the fights. It has a lasting impact here. Uh-oh, we're freezing here. Okay, we're good to go. So Becky has the immunity necklace. Who's going to go home here? It will be interesting because now Becky and Christina kind of have to choose who they're going to be loyal to. Let's see who they're loyal to. First vote, Quinn. Next vote, Quinn. Sarah. Okay, so they did a good job of revealing that. I thought they were sticking with them, but it looks like they stuck with Boron, got Sarah out of this game, and Quinn is safe again. Quinn's done a really good job of playing a great social game where he probably should be being targeted at this point and is not. I think both these two have done really well at staying under the radar, despite the fact that I think that they're playing a really good game. They're socially and strategically very well connected. Let's look here. Okay, alliances are staying the same. This one is an 8 strength, but Becky was more loyal to this and somehow got Christina to be more loyal, I guess, to Jam Jam, because look how loyal. This is a duo I've totally forgot about, right? So this maybe is why Christina's not consistently working with this group, because she feels that loyalty to Jam Jam. And that is probably why Jam Jam, being in alliance with both Becky and Christina, knew about that vote when they did go with Samburu. Jam Jam wins a car. Let's see if the car curse is real. Christina wins immunity. Becky and Jam Jam find something in common. Josiah's impressing the rest of the team. Christina and Quinn have a major fight. Quinn works hard around camp and becomes tired. So this is interesting. Does Quinn or Christina has immunity, so do they start to target Quinn here, or do they just take out the last Samburu member? Let's find out now. Jam Jam gets the first vote. Jam Jam the second vote. Josiah, Quinn. So we got, wow, this is a mess. Interesting what's happening here. So 2 votes for Jam Jam, 1 Josiah, 1 Quinn. We get another vote for Josiah here, so it's a tie, and whoever voted Quinn is now going to get to have the deciding vote here between Josiah and Jam Jam. Let's get this revote. Josiah, Jam Jam, Josiah. Wow. I don't know what happened here. Jam Jam all of a sudden almost went home when I feel like he's been playing great, but he is getting in a lot of fights, right? I credit him for having a good social game because I know Jam Jam does have a good social game. I know he is getting in bonds, and that's why he's being in all these alliances. That's why he's getting told about votes, but he's also somebody who's going to get in a lot of those fights. Okay, so it looks like, okay, yeah, so Christina and Quinn got in that fight. She wanted Quinn to go home, but when she realized it was between her number 1 and Josiah, she's like, okay, I'll put that vote on Josiah because I'm not letting Jam Jam go home. She wanted to make her point, but she didn't realize it was going to be at the stake of her number 1. Okay, so now the Samburus are finally all gone. We do have a Final Four Volleyball on, but that was a much more interesting back and forth in the post-merge, and I think we probably have the swap to thank for that because it just allowed some more connections and relationships to form. Here's the alliances here. You have to think, actually they're all kind of connected in something, so yeah, this will be interesting to see how this goes. Christina wins immunity again, so Christina sneakily has, I think, 3 immunity wins. She could absolutely win this game. She's impressing the rest of the team, but then she has a major meltdown, gets in a minor disagreement. I really thought this was going to say Christina quits the game after that meltdown, and I was going to just freak out. We are not having a season where 3 people quit. That would be horrible, and even if it's the best season in the world, it's not going to get a high ranking if that many people are quitting. Christina has the immunity necklace. Let's see what happens here. She's probably going to push for Quinn. Let's see. Jam Jam gets the first vote. Quinn gets the second vote. Becky gets the third vote. My goodness, what is going on here? And then Quinn goes home by a vote of 2-1-1. So what? How did they not get this organized? Okay, so Becky votes for Jam Jam. Christina votes for Quinn. Quinn votes for Becky and Jam. So this pair voted for Quinn out together. Definitely seeing he's a big threat. Them going to the final 3 with Becky guarantees that either Christina or Jam Jam win. So great move by Christina and Jam Jam here. To Quinn, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Quinn? Because you could have made this a tie vote and then potentially gone to some sort of trivia or previous votes. I'm not sure. I know both Quinn and Jam Jam have got some previous votes, but horrible move by Quinn. He's a chaotic player, better socially, definitely made some aggressive strategic moves here. Definitely somebody I would love to see come back, but don't love how he went out here. Now we got our final 3, Becky, Christina, and Jam Jam. And everybody has an alliance with everybody, yeah. So this is going to be interesting. I mean, strength-wise, this is the strongest, and then this. So Jam Jam looks to be in a good spot, and that's that social game again. But let's see. Becky wins immunity. Okay, so here's my concern. Becky has won, I think, also 3 immunities. This season goes from really fun to really disappointing if Becky's the winner of the season. I don't mean that in a rude way, but just there's so many better winners that could have come out here. But let's see what happens. Who's she going to cut? Uh-oh. Okay, so she gets in a disagreement with Jam Jam, but then also finds something in common. Christina's impressing the rest of the time. Okay, Becky leaves her alliance with Christina, or the alliance dissolves no matter what. She becomes tired from working hard. So you got to think even though she got in a disagreement, she then bonded with Jam Jam, probably like discussing what she should do. He's like, what are you even talking about? Why would you even discuss that? They end up patching it up. These two are going to go to the final two. She says, okay, sorry, Christina Kell, we're done. Becky has the immunity. Let's see how she votes. Yeah, exactly how we read that. She votes Christina Kell out of the game. Great game by Christina Kell. Absolutely somebody who we'd like to see come back. Won 3 individual immunities. Really good player. Okay, Becky voted for Christina. And now we have this final tribal council. I'm either going to be really happy or really upset here. Let's see how this goes. The finalists wait for the votes to be revealed. First vote, Jam Jam. Next vote, Becky. Next vote, Jam Jam. Jam Jam, Becky. Okay. 2 votes, Becky. 3 votes, Jam Jam. Okay, thank goodness. Jam Jam wins the season. 5-2. Absolutely fair. That was a really fun win for Jam Jam. Really liked that game by Jam Jam. And it was, I think, very similar to his real win, right? A lot of emotion, a lot of chaos, but ends up winning the game. Okay, let's see who. So Gabriel votes Jam Jam. Josiah is one of the Becky votes. Christina votes Jam Jam. PG votes Jam Jam. Quinn votes Becky. So somehow, I thought these two could potentially win the game. Somehow there was something that happened between them because clearly Quinn was not willing to, and it just got messy at the end, but not messy enough for him to vote Jam Jam and potentially save himself. So only Quinn to blame. Randy votes Jam Jam and Sarah votes Jam Jam. Okay. Fan favorite Christina. Again, I'll always say I don't really listen to these in terms of who to bring back and stuff like that, but another person who's a good fan favorite. Jam Jam is the winner. Here's our placement. We'll quickly go through. Would love to see Tasha on the first boot season. If Stephanie didn't just quit, she would have been an automatic comeback. She would even be somebody that I would have considered to bring back to like a fans versus favorite or something because I think she was having such a fun run here, but that quit really didn't sit well with me. Ozzy's probably going to have to come back in a not fans or favorite even, probably like in a second chance or something like that if we see him back again. PG had a fun game here. I think she was actually really helping her tribe in those early challenges when we thought Boron was going to be the weak tribe and then they just completely dominated. I think that was on the back of she's a very strong puzzle player and very strong at those mental challenges and clearly had endurance as well. So PG is somebody I'd like to see back. Randy Bailey, I think bring him back, right? Makes the jury, does exactly what Randy Bailey's here to do and lasts long, gets in some good alliances, so showed some sort of ability to play the game, but also is just getting in a ton of fights, causing a bunch of drama, having meltdowns, totally what we want to see from Randy. Josiah Welch was fun, potentially somebody for second chances. I know he made it pretty far, but not somebody that I think played a good enough game to get him locked in for All-Stars, especially I think this is a cast where we could potentially see a bunch of people return. Quinn Martin, overall a fun, chaotic game. Don't like how it ended up in the end, but absolutely somebody I think can come back. Christina Kell, absolutely somebody to come back. Played a really good game. Made some moves, was part of that. With Becky, was part of that cross-tribe alliance. I'm giving all the credit to Christina Kell here. I don't think that was any part of Becky. I think if it was, Becky would have got a bit more respect, seeing as they both won 3 challenges, individual immunities. And then Jam Jam will probably be back multiple times. He's a great winner in terms of excitement and stuff like that. A new thing we're gonna sort of bring to light here is my rankings, where I'm ranking everything from the season, and we'll add the new one. So far, it just doesn't, whatever, we'll fix that later. So my winner rankings, now the difference between winner rankings and GOAT rankings, winner rankings are just the individual season they won. GOAT rankings, if these players return, that can shift because if they have multiple wins or if we have multiple winners coming back, who's done better. So that's where the GOAT rankings will shift. So where do I put Jam Jam for these? I'm going to put Jam Jam third for winner pick. For winning game. Jam Jam was a great winner, a really fun winner, a really entertaining game, but those 2 women played much more dominant games. Jam Jam got himself in some trouble and almost went home a couple times because of the drama he causes, right? He's good socially, good strategically, keeps himself in the game, but does put his game at risk with the drama that he causes. So we're also going to put him third in our GOAT ranking. Now, where do I rank this season? This is hard. I know it's better than Australian Outback. I think it was really fun. Lots of fun drama. I'm going to put it 2. And the reason I'm going to put it 2 is maybe it was just because it was the first season, but I really enjoyed Borneo. I really think the characters, there's a bunch of people I'd want to return. Actually, you know what? When I'm thinking about Borneo now, I don't think Borneo deserves to be number 1 here. I'm putting Africa at number 1 because here's why I'm putting Africa at number 1. Borneo's post-merge was incredibly straightforward. We have a great winner there, but it's a very dominant game. I think it's sort of like a Kim Spradlin game where she was never really in doubt, had a majority alliance, and that makes those type of dominant wins can make for a more boring season. I think Borneo is more exciting than Australian Outback because just the characters didn't pop as much in Australian Outback. But in Africa here, we had a very fun winner. And for favorite season, we're not talking about best strategic game. We're talking about favorite season. Jam Jam played a fun, chaotic, crazy game. I do think there was more players who had agency, who were playing fun games, and we got to see so much drama. So Africa goes to be my favorite season here. These are the rankings for right now. Thank you for watching this season. We will proceed just to see who they say is the most strategic. Josiah, Jam Jam, and Quinn. Actually, I totally agree with this. I think Josiah was playing a strategic game. Jam Jam, absolutely, and Quinn. So I like this. In terms of the individual immunity wins, look, the women killed it this season. But we have our first non-female winner in Jam Jam. Great job, Jam Jam. Really fun season. Let me know who you guys think should come back. I think there's a lot of potential for players to come back. So we're going to need you guys to limit that down for me.